What does it really mean to renounce something? You've seen people who go to a cave in the mountains or go to a monastery in a countryside and they change their clothing, they live there, maybe they shave their head. But does it mean that they've renounced the world? What does it mean to renounce the world? Can you renounce the world by changing your location? I have traveled a lot in India and also in Europe, and I've met a lot of Hindu monks and also Christian monks. And I've noticed something. I'll tell you some examples from India. I've been to some mountains, like, I think I can show you one even from here. Yeah, so you see that one? That one is at the height of 2,100 meters. I am not calling him out. I like him, I love him, and I go and meet him because I love him as a human being. But this guy is living there for last 12 years. The phone signal is not very good there, so he has to like stand with his hands up like this to get the signal. But TV signals are good, so he has a color TV inside, and he's able to. He's in touch with all the latest news. He's always listening to news. So what's the point of being up there? Has he renounced the world by being up there, so far away at this height of 2,100 meters? I don't think so. Real renunciation happens in the mind, not in the body. I mean, in your life, think about it. Has it ever happened that you thought that you could get away from something by getting away? Maybe you leave your city, you leave the country, or you just change the job and the problem will solve. Does it solve the problem? Wherever you go, your mind goes with you. So the detachment will not happen just because you've moved from your location. Real renunciation can happen while you are in the marketplace, surrounded by possessions, but not possessed by anything. And I would think, I would suggest that the person who is in the marketplace and still detached from everything is more renounced than the person who is sitting on the mountaintop and still trying to tune into a radio to listen to a latest news. Because let's say there's no food around you for 24 hours and you tell yourself, you know what, I'm going to consider it like I'm fasting because anyway there's no food. Is it true fasting? Or true fasting is when you are surrounded by all the delicious meals, and not only that you don't eat them, you don't even feel any desire to eat them because you're fasting, your mind is clear. Then you are surrounded by possessions, but you are not possessed by them. And if that happens, you're free. You don't have to leave the world to be renounced. I mean, we get so impressed by appearances that we immediately put people on a high place when we see that, oh, they've renounced everything, oh, they are dressed in, I don't know, orange or red or whatever color they wear, and they've shaved their head. Look at them, they're so brave. That maybe they're coward, maybe they're running away. I'm not saying everybody, and again, I'm not judging anybody, I'm just trying to get my thoughts out to you. And I totally believe that you can renounce wherever you are. You don't need to, I mean, you can if you really want to, that's different, but you don't need to, you don't have to leave the world, your family, your possessions, because when you go away and you are constantly thinking about them, then you haven't renounced, you are just suffering more. So focus on what is binding you, and you can have relationships, you can have money, you can have wealth, you can have whatever you want to have, and enjoy them. You're here to enjoy life as well. But when they are taken away from you, how do you react? When you lose your wallet, all the money, how do you react? When you lose a relationship, how do you react? If you are defined by your possessions, then you are stuck. But if you are not defined by them, you can just enjoy them. You don't have to run away. You don't have to be a coward. You can renounce while engaging with the world. I would say, because we are here in this world, we should engage with the world. We should engage, with confidence and with clarity and with understanding, with compassion. Why running away? Unless it's a deep desire. I've said it already, I'll say it one more time, just to make sure that I'm not calling anybody out. if you have a deep desire, a deep feeling that I just want to be up there, I don't care, then it's okay. But I know a lot of people who look at this as as an escape. They just think that everything will get better, but no, they will go from one trap and fall into another one immediately, and they will be in a much miserable position because now they have a tag and image of someone who is renounced. And you don't have to go through all that trouble. You If you can understand life, if you can gain more clarity about how things work, how separation, the illusion of separation works, how the illusion of a separate self works, how it's all one appearing as many, and how you come with nothing empty handed and you go with nothing empty handed, and your consciousness, it just merges back into consciousness. The drop meets the ocean again. The wave does not really die, it was water all the way. No jewelry has ever been destroyed, it just goes back to being whatever metal it was made out of, gold or silver or whatever. The sum total of the energy is never lost. The idea of a separate thing is created, the idea we get attached to, and the idea gets destroyed. If you really understand it, and not intellectually, but deeply, experientially, emotionally, from all levels, if you understand it, then why to go anywhere? Just be where you are. Wherever you go, there you are. You need not do any of these things, and you have renounced. That is why the sannyasi is the word in Sanskrit. Sannyasa is renunciation. So a lot of Indian gurus give you sannyasa, and sannyasa was a very profound way of Hindu life. So you start with being a brahmachari, which is when you are 0 to 25 years of age. If supposedly you live for 100 years, from 0 to 25 it's brahmacharya, where you focus, you're disciplined, you study, you save your sexual energy and you use it as this focused mental power. And then 25 to 50 is grihastha, where you are a householder, you go through all the responsibilities of being in a society. And then 50 to 75 is vanaprastha, you go to the jungle, you go to the forest, you go to the guru, and you find your way. This period is for you to find your way. And then from 75 to 100, you have found it, and now you stick to your path. And that's sannyasa, that's renunciation. And that's like turning back to God. And a lot of people, they can start from brahmacharya and already directly go to renunciation, or even act in the world while being renunciated in their minds. So I was saying the Osho sannyasis, they don't have to leave anywhere. The way Osho gave them sannyasa, it was they didn't have to leave anywhere. Okay, take this example only as an example, and don't think too much about Osho. One day maybe I'll make a video about him and share with you what I think about him. I think we should learn whatever we can learn from anything and everything, anybody and everybody, and we should have the faculty of discrimination, which is called viveka in Sanskrit, viveka. We should have our own viveka, discernment, to see what to take and what not to take, what is good for me and what is not good for me. So that's for us to explore. So when your actions begin to emerge from a source of oneness, not from an individual self, you've renounced. When you lose things and you don't mind whatever happens, you've renounced. All this is renunciation. So ask yourself, if you ever have this feeling of, oh, these people are better who just renounce, who just leave, I'm stuck here. Trust me, if you need to be stuck, if you have to be stuck, you'll be stuck no matter where you go, no matter who's your guru, no matter how much knowledge you have. The only thing you have, and for that you don't have to leave anywhere, is to just fully surrender. Just to fully surrender to life and let things happen through this body-mind complex. Let just things happen, and you don't have to force anything. You don't have to renounce anything. A true understanding is naturally a true renouncement. What are your thoughts? I would like to know. I don't feel like I always do a good job in explaining what I want to do, but then I know that language is so limited to. Also, maybe my English is not very good, but language is so limited to convey these deeper ideas. It always divides, it always categorizes, and confuses. So maybe one day I'll make a video where we'll just sit silently and that's it. Okay, I'll see you very soon. Take good care of yourselves.